Hi guys, Dajia. Welcome back for another episode covering Where Winds Meet China gameplay. Today we will be looking at the Nameless Sword, Nameless Spear weapon set. This is the so-called starter set, and it's great. You can learn combos to combine the strengths of each weapon, or you can just spam attacks with the Nameless Sword and it still gets great results. Personally, I think that the sword's charged attacks in PvP should be nerfed. Don't sleep on this build just because it's what you start out with. Also, if you want to combine weapons in the early game to make your own hybrid build, I highly recommend the Nameless Sword as one of these. Not only does it have this Dark Moon Greatsword type charged attack, but the way you can engage, disengage, and re-engage with the weapon skills is disgusting. The mobility is awesome. And there's no Ranni's questline to get this beast. It's a starter weapon. And there's not much in terms of micro repositioning, like in the case of the strategic sword. But I feel like people tend to neglect the Nameless Spear in this combination, which is also a great weapon. I don't often see people really trying to work the synergies between the two. So this rotation is pretty hypothetical, actually. As usual, please note that this is not a build guide. I don't have the weapons and skills optimized, so damage is very low. This is just a look at the rotation to give you some idea of what the gameplay experience might be like using this build in a sample rotation. Also, this particular rotation is not indicative of how I see players using Nameless combo in situations like PvP, but it does showcase the key weapons moves. Towards the end of the video, the gameplay I will show today are selections from my early PvP experience in DPS. I recently switched to DPS from healing. Right now I'm using my own favorite build, which is the Twin Blades and Rope Dart, and that's what you'll see in these videos. But in the featured gameplay, I'm either teamed up with or going against opponents using the Nameless set or the Nameless Sword in combination with other weapons. Spoiler, I get badly melted by the Nameless Sword charged attack in PvP. Like I said, it should be nerfed. This content is just for you guys, so please don't share it with your friends because it's very embarrassing for me. But before we get into those PvP matches, let's just check out the rotation summary up here. So basically you're starting with the sword equipped. You have a charged attack. After that, you engage the target with a gap closer and move number 2. During the recovery animation of that second move, you can quickly strike again using the same button. Then you do a backwards dodge or dash that has like a cleave attack built into it. You can re-engage with another move from your sword within a 3-second window of move number 4. So basically, move number 5 can bring you right back into combat with just another click of the same button. So if you can see in moves 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, you're just using the same button again to trigger these follow-ups, these combos, and it's really convenient. So in move 6, you switch from the sword to the spear. Move 7, you root the target. Move 8, you have a buff that empowers your next heavy attack. And with move 9, you have a charged AoE attack with the spear, and you're immune to projectiles during that time. I find that I often get a free crit when I'm using this move, and so you take that when you can get it. All right, let's check it out at full speed. Spear combo, and then there's the free crit. It's technically not part of the rotation, but it has a great finishing move. So we'll watch the same thing again in slow motion with the guide up there in the top right. Not much need to micro position, and that disengage and re-engage on moves 4 and 5s is really convenient. Sweep the leg. Alright, now let's watch these painful PvP matches where you can see that the charged attack from the Nameless Sword is just... I just get rocked in these first couple matches. Look at my health bar. It says... Alright, you're not even going to watch the rest of the match. You know, I lost 95% of my health, basically, on 4 hits. This one works out pretty much the same way. When you're fighting the Nameless Sword, you got to get in there and then strike before the charged attack comes up. It's the only way. See, she didn't start with the charged attack. So now I've got my rotation going. Now I'm in trouble. So I used that mystical art with the flute to call in a bombardment, but still lost the fight. Alright, this next guy is using the Nameless Sword in combination with one of the tank weapons. I think it's the Stormbreaker Spear, but he never draws it. He just relies on the Nameless Sword. And again, he didn't start off with the charged attack. There's one charged attack, but it wasn't fully charged. Okay, hit the combination that time. Burst mode, but I don't have the that drilling dash attack up. All right, but it was enough to pull that off. All right, let's finish this with a 5 versus 5 match where 2 of my colleagues, the lady on the left and the guy on the right in the light brown, both have the Nameless set, and there's also one person on the opposing team that is playing the full Nameless set. So it's kind of fun to watch there. I mean, it's total chaos, but they're charged attacks like all over the place. It's pretty interesting. It's fun to play. It's 5 versus 5. I mean, and the see there, you can't tell who's using it either. Someone got eliminated already. Some fire breathing technique. I got to admit, I'm having a lot of trouble using my build in the 2s, 3s, and 5s. I think Rope Dart and Twin Blades is really good. And see, we can't figure out who's left. There's one person left. We don't know where they are. And they're hiding back in the base. Alright. We take them out pretty quickly. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and appreciate your likes and subscribes. We hit 100 subscribers, so I really appreciate that. See you next time. Bye.